Hello, everybody. We are back this time in our Discog dive here to talk about the Clash's 1982 record Combat Rock. Which, now that I've heard it, I figured it out why I recognize this album and its cover. Should I Stay or Should I Go? It has almost a billion plays on Spotify. It's obviously a very famous song from the Clash. Um, I've heard that song before. I don't know. I never realized, like, because I mean, I didn't really know who the Clash was specifically, so I didn't know it was them. But yeah, now that makes sense. That checks out with with um, with my brain. Anyway, first note, this is a weird title for this album. Combat Rock. I don't know. I expected maybe this is a case of judging a book by its cover, I suppose, but I expected like more like muscle, I guess, more like jamming, crazier, heavier shit. Um, Stuff with kind of a faster tempo, maybe something, but this sort of felt more mellow than I was expecting with a name like Combat Rock. Um, which isn't necessarily the problem because I don't mind mellower tracks, and I can't remember which one it was now. One of them, oh, I think it was Straight to Hell. I kind of liked the instrumental tone of that one quite a bit. Unfortunately, though, I just didn't really like any of the songs on this album enough in particular to add them to my Spotify liked. Which means this is the first time that's happened in the Clash's discography since their first album. Because I didn't really get anything out of that one. I like the second one and the third one much better. Sandinista, I did still walk away with like 2 tracks, but that's out of 36, so that was a little tough. And now with Combat Rock, unfortunately, I don't really have anything from here I want to listen to again. Um, which may be surprising, because I know Should I Stay or Should I Go is a big fucking song. I just don't particularly care for it. I don't really enjoy it that much. Um, Part of that might be like overexposure from decades ago, because I feel like I haven't heard it much since I got older. I think it was in commercials when I was a kid, maybe, and I think I got annoyed with it at some point. So that's a possibility. In any case, I know it's not fair to dislike a song because of overexposure, but at the same time, I also I don't know, I just don't really care for it. Um, and as for the rest of the album, I don't know, nothing really stood out as being very enjoyable for me, but again, I fully recognize this isn't really my normal genre of music, and, you know, I want to make sure that I'm communicating clearly, because is that like a psychological thing, some kind of disorder where I always feel like I'm not making myself properly understood? I feel like that might be a thing. If so, I have that. Um, but I want to make it clear. Like, I keep making references in these videos, or at least I'm pretty sure I do, to like not being used to this genre, and I keep referencing the genre of punk rock music. I realize this is just one band, right? Like, I know, like, this doesn't sound like what the Dead Kennedys sound like, for example. Even though, I don't really know their music either, but, I'm not, like, basing my final opinion on all punk music from my experience listening to The Clash. But, yeah, I just felt like I wanted to make sure that was clear. Like, this is my feelings about the Clash, but also, like, I don't know. I know there's other punk music, I think, that sounds more close to this than something like, I don't know. Obviously, there's lots of different kinds of punk music, of course. Um, but yeah, whatever you would consider this type is just not really my thing for the most part. And in spite of that, I did still get some songs out of this experience. But we're not done. We still have Cut the Crap left, which I think I mentioned in one of my other videos. I'm already familiar a little bit with it. Like, not with the individual songs necessarily, but with its reputation. I know it's not good. And it's also... it's unfortunate, because I believe... like, this album came out, and then, like, that was effectively the end of the band and stuff. And I think actually there's different there's a different lineup and stuff. So I don't know. That's all unfortunate, of course. But I am curious to hear it because I want to know, like, what am I gonna think of it? Because I'm not really the biggest fan of all this anyway. Um, Again, I'm not wholly negative on this experience, but like Sandinista was kind of rough because it was so long. But um, yeah, I should talk more about this album specifically. I'm kind of getting too broad, I think. But I don't know. I just don't really have a lot specific to say about this one. Um, it's just like I don't know. Nothing stuck to my brain when I was listening to these songs, and when it comes to like what I want when I'm listening to new music, where I'm looking for songs that I can keep, that I can take with me and not necessarily remember to listen to them, but like catalog it. You put it in my liked list or something so that I can keep track of songs that I enjoy, and return to them or have them pop up in a shuffle or something. None of the music on this album stuck in that sense, so little unfortunate. I could see why this has fans, of course, and I guess I understand why Should I Stay or Should I Go is pretty popular, in the context of their music, because, what am I trying to say? Like, it feels a little more, is it a cover? I think it's a cover, isn't it? Hold on, I probably should have looked this up before. It feels a little more like, God, what am I trying to say? Like, mainstream? Is it not a cover? It feels more like it's like radio friendly, and I'm not saying that as any kind of insult, of course. Although I don't know, maybe like punks would take it that way, but no, it's not a cover. Okay, interesting. Yeah, it sounds more radio ready than a lot of songs that they've made, I would say. Interesting. But, okay. Alright, so credit to them, I guess, I just don't like it that much. Which actually, that follows a trend of often a band's most popular songs not ending up being my favorites. Which, I'm not doing that on purpose. I'm not being like, this is the one that's mainstream. I don't like it. I like the deep cuts only. Like, I'm not doing that on purpose, but that does happen a lot where the one that gets popular is not usually my favorite when it comes to bands that I, like, actually listen to more of their music. Like, I bet you fucking almost anything. This video's a little off the rails now. Rammstein. Oh! Okay, I was right, but I was wrong. Okay. I was going to say, Du Hast has to be Rammstein's biggest song on Spotify. It is by numbers, but Zana is still listed above it. Probably, I've seen it. A buddy of mine has been showing me a bunch of TikToks. I don't actually use TikTok myself, but he finds funny shit. He trawls through the trash and then finds good stuff to show me. But I've noticed a bunch of clips have Zana in them, and I don't know, that might translate into people going and checking out the song. So maybe it's like more currently popular than Du Hast, but Du Hast definitely has the most plays. But my point was, I guess, that I know Du Hast is a big song for Rammstein, and I know that a lot of people know that song and really like that song. I've never been all that into it. I've never been crazy about it, so that was my point. Anyway, as far as combat rock goes, yeah, I was a little bummed out, actually, to get to this one, because I was kind of assuming I would like it more, based on the fact that it is one of their more popular ones, isn't it? I think that and London Calling are both pretty well regarded, and I liked London Calling a lot more, so interesting. Anyway, yeah, so I guess I just have one left, and it's not one the fans like. I'll say what I think. I'm vaguely familiar with it because of the Todd in the Shadows Train Records episode about it, but like it's not like I heard all the tracks or anything yet, so we'll see. So thank you for watching. I know this one got a little rambly and disorganized even for me, I guess, but yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode.